Hi there, folks. My name is Imogen Clendinning, and I'll be screening my film Courted at the FCFF Film Fest.
And my name is Xavier Wehrli, and I am screening one film called Thought Cabinet and another called Projections at the festival. And I got the chance to see Imogen's film, Courted, and I really did like the. I'm a big sucker for any sort of mixed media filmmaking.
Yeah,
And I think that's something that both, like one of my films, my two films are a little different. My film Projections kind of shares with Corded for sure. Um,
for sure.
yeah, in your use of found footage. So how did you? I'm interested in because like I went through the process too. How do you go about picking which found footage makes the cut and what stuff you should leave on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really it's a process that's kind of hard to describe because it's so intuitive. For me, it's all grounded in personal experience and my connection to the original piece of media and sort of what it meant to me growing up, and like the first time I watched it, what I was really connecting to. I have this theory and way of thinking around film being a found footage filmmaker, which is defined by the fact that film and media can be identity forming and sort of questions around like our level of control in that relationship.
So when it comes to, like, let's say you're like, okay, I want to make a new film. I'm going to start working on this project. Do you, because I also have my feet in more traditional narrative stuff as well, which you can see in my other film, Thought Cabinet. Do
Mm-hmm.
you go like, okay, this is exactly what I want to tell. Here's the arc. I'm going to storyboard it. Now I have to find the stuff. Or do you really just like find something and then see how it connects to other, like let's just go into process, I guess, of how you made, I guess, this film or other films as well. Is it the same thing every time or is it switch up a lot?
For a while, I was really offended by the concept of storyboarding, and I just wanted to do everything totally intuitively, and just create something that was really referencing the film sort of like as a medium, or like film as play of light, and like thinking about things like perception and optical illusion, which I felt like if you're thinking about film as sort of this perceptive medium, then it doesn't need any narrative or structure. So I don't use storyboards. But I was going to ask, did you use a storyboard for projections? And if so, like what did that look like? Because I
No.
know with found footage and with like multimedia video, it's a little bit more fluid.
Yeah, it totally is. And I like what you were saying earlier because like I experimental film is something I kind of dabble in, but I enjoy narrative film that has an experimental bent to it.
Hmm.
So I'm like really heavy on the storyboards. That's actually how I got into filmmaking, was as a storyboard artist.
Oh, cool.
Um, for projections, I tried to do it just extremely um, stream of consciousness, and
Hmm.
I think I used a similar process through relations. So if you look at projections, the I call it a collage film. I think you might use that term too. Um,
Yeah, I love that. I love that term.
yeah. If you look at projections, the goal for me was to always have at least three different kinds of filmmaking media on screen simultaneously. So
Hmm.
if you pause at any point, there'll either be found footage, rotoscoped animation, and my own footage, or claymation over top of, or stop motion over top of, more experimental or drawings or whatever. You talked about looping. Are your films supposed to loop?
Some of them have been. This one, Corded, is a distinct beginning, middle, and end. But yeah, I do have films that I have some other works that are like, a half hour long, but it's like 20 loops that sort of, there might be like slight variations within the loop. So the viewer becomes kind of like questioning the integrity um, of the repetition and sort of what that is. but I wanted to ask you about uses of memory because I just like thought I was really resonating with that as a theme, both within projections and thought cabinet.
I guess memory is a different way to put it. I would say object-based associations are a really
Mhm.
big thing for me, which I guess is just memories.
That is,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so in Thought Cabinet, right, he picks up the items and then he goes into these trances.
Mhm,
To me, because kind of my own history, I think I view um, less of a separation between objects and what they make me feel than other people. Well, I can't say I've never been another person, but
mhm,
the disconnect between, like, for example, like my film has a belt in it, which really represents for me fear. But
mhm.
in a way, I try and use film to go, well, the belt isn't a representation of fear; it is fear. And
Mm.
sort of, it's hard to even explain that. Well, Imogen, it was great talking to you about your process and our approaches to experimental film. When will I be able to see Corded?
Corded and your film Thought Cabinet are both screening in the experimental film program on Sunday, October 24th, at TAP Center for Creativity at 12 p.m. You can find me on Instagram at Imogen Clendinning. When can I see projections?
Projections is happening the day before on October 23rd at 12:30 p.m. Same theater at TAP Center for Creativity. If you want to look at other stuff I've made, I'm at Xavier Wehrli on Instagram, as well as just xavierwehrli.com is my website.
Nice. It was great meeting you, and I can't wait to see you at the film festival.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it as well. See you there.